Ricky Santos is president of two youth football clubs here, Generation Next and Wadadli Strikers. The third annual Youth Football League kicks off this Saturday. So, Ricky, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me here, and I'd like to thank the listening audience for tuning in.
What can we expect to see over the next 15 weeks? What do you think are going to be some of the highlights of the upcoming season?
Well, first of all, we have a total of 21 teams and 21 clubs and 64 teams that will be participating. And the correct name of the Youth Football League is the Gomez Netherlands Insurance Youth Football League. This is the third annual event, the third annual year that we'll be running it. It was started off in, as I said, 3 years ago with the aim of developing, and well, three fundamental principles: development, participation, and enjoyment. The aim of it is actually to keep the young footballers of Antigua and Barbuda in a constructive environment, a productive environment, so that they don't have idle hands. You know what idle hands will do to youngsters.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So it's a wide cross section of the community. You have the kids from very privileged backgrounds to those from humble beginnings. That will be participating, and you could imagine the camaraderie that will come out of that, where friends from different walks of life will meet, play against, with each other and against each other, and it's really an enjoyment. I invite all to come and support it. We normally get a good support from the under 7s through to the under 13s. However, when you go to the under 15s and under 17, the crowd support is lacking.
Oh, really?
So yes, it is, and I'm constantly calling on the parents, friends, relatives to come out and support these youngsters, because they are playing a sport they love, and they want to, of course, play it at the highest possible level like they can.
Where is the first match taking place?
Well, the matches will be run simultaneously. The under 7s, under 9s, under 11s, under 13s will be played at the new Antigua and Barbuda Football Association AstroTurf at Painters, and so you'll have a total of 4 matches going on consistently, and 6 matches in each division will be played every week. The under 15s will be played at the police grounds, which is just down the road, and the under 17s will be played at the Seaview Farm football field.
So with
it starts at 9.
With so many teams, there must be a lot of children taking part altogether, hundreds probably.
Yes, you'll have over 700 kids.
Wow.
Between the various locations. Of course, the bulk of the kids will be at the AstroTurf at the Painters, so that's where the bulk of the crowd and the players will be.
Okay, you obviously have a lot on your hands, 700 children to take care of.
Well, to be honest, the first year was the inaugural year, of course, was the hardest, because it's the first such event. And if I may say so without sounding too boastful, this is the first such league in the Caribbean that goes all the way down to the under 7s. The first year was a little trying and a little difficult, because we've never done something on that scale. The first year we had a total of 40 teams participating in 5 divisions. The second year we had 50 teams participating in 5 divisions. This year we took out the under 16s and created the under 15s and the under 17s, so we can accommodate as many teams as possible. Unfortunately, some teams have been left out, because logistically and economically, because running such an event is very costly, because there's a lot of costs attached to it.
I bet.
Yeah, it runs over $80,000 to run the league.
Wow.
We do keep everybody updated and posted with scores, standings, goal scorers. We have each division will be vying for the Prime Minister's Cup. So you have 6 Prime Minister's Cups, because you have 6 divisions. Then you have second place trophies and third place trophies and medals to go along with all of that. In each division, you have the most goals, which is called the Golden Boots. Then you have the best defender, the best goalkeeper, the best midfielder, and the MVP. So there's loads of trophies and medals that are up for grabs.
Now, you actually founded Generation Next and Wadadli Strikers yourself, I believe, with your son, is that right?
No, actually, I founded it with, the Generation Next was actually started for and because of my son.
Okay.
But it was actually founded by myself and Veron Epolis Edwards.
Okay.
We came together because Epolis is a former national captain, and he has been the longest serving captain ever. He served as captain of the Antigua football team for, I think it's 10 years. So I got together with him because my knowledge of football, of course, is not that great, even though I used to play the sport a lot. When I was many moons ago, not meaning to give away my age, but So we formulated. I do basically the admin and the back end work. Epilos is the driving force of the actual football itself, and he lays out all the rules and regulations of how he like things set up. So it's a good partnership that we work together. Yes, it was started because of my son. I wanted to afford him because he had a big interest in football, and as a parent, you would imagine. So the first in February or March of 2012, we brought in our first international coaches from Tottenham Hotspur, Miles Layton and Ryan Hall, and they conducted a 1-week course here with St. Anthony's Secondary School, of which I'm the president of the board. And after that, it just went on to form an academy because the parents were happy with what they saw, and they asked if I would continue and form an academy. We started in September of 2012, and we kicked it off with coaches from Bolton Wanderers.
Oh, fantastic!
Yes,
wow.
and we started with 27 kids. Now we boast a total of 107 young players in our club.
That's amazing. So the feedback from the children or from the parents when you set out must have been phenomenal, because there was nothing really like that, right?
No, well, I wouldn't say there was nothing like it, but we would like to think that we superseded. We established, one of the first things we did was establish relationships with international clubs so that we can rely on their advice as to how to run an academy in a professional manner. Simple little things like every year, even though we keep the same color uniforms, yellow and black, that's Generation Next colors, we change the design slightly, just so that the youngsters could feel in a professional mode. We keep a database of all our players and our ages and everything, past players also too. We created within the academy a Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So those who have left us, so we have a total of 8 Hall of Famers that are in that category. As I said, our core principles in both clubs are development, participation, and enjoyment. We don't want any child there playing if they're not enjoying themselves. Of course, we want them to develop. And every match we play, regardless of talent, all players must play in the match.
Now, I see you wearing a Stoke City T-shirt there, and I think you have a partnership with Stoke City, is that right?
Yes. We've been dealing with Stoke City for the last 2 years, and we've established a formal partnership with them. I think we have sent over 70 kids for training up there, and we actually are taking...
Actually to Stoke?
Actually to Stoke City for
great.
Training. We've even had an Antiguan kid that's been a mascot and walked out on the field with Peter Crouch.
Fantastic.
All of them, once they're up there in training, I time it so when they're there, Stoke is playing a match at home, and they all participate in the match, whether it's ball boys or flag bearers, and of course one was a mascot. My son, fortunately, because of my relationship with Tottenham Hotspur, was a ball boy at Tottenham Hotspur Chelsea match in December 2011. And he's been at Bolton and Barcelona, Stoke several times. So these kids, we're taking up 25 kids to Stoke this summer, and they'll experience a similar accommodation up there. It's going to be a residential camp, and so they'll be in residence, and then they'll go for training, and parents are free to accompany them. Of course, there are restrictions from those international clubs as to what the parents can do and see and so forth. Because, it's not only Generation X and Wadadli Strikers kids will be there, kids from all over the world. Last summer, we even took 21 kids to Barcelona.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was a fantastic experience.
Wow, they must be so excited. I mean, what an amazing opportunity to get to travel to such interesting places as well.
Yes, and then some of at Stoke in particular, they get to meet a couple of the players. So, which is very exciting for them.
And do they know who they are?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Actually, they know more about who the players are.
Do they?
I can't even tell you the 11 players that play for Stoke.
Okay, right. Wow.
My as I said, my job in the club is basically in the admin and the setting up of everything. So I am not actually a big footballer fan and so forth. My sport of choice actually is cricket.
Okay, now we're going to come back to cricket shortly, but first we're just going to take a quick music break, and then we're going to be back with Ricky. Here's the Rolling Stones.